I would like to see nuclear as a friendly participant in decarbonization, but a great deal has to go well. Nuclear has to become less expensive, small modular reactors have to work, and they have to be safe and inexpensive, and the back of the fuel cycle has to be clean. And it's not clear that nuclear can meet any of those goals. I am a professor of nuclear engineering. I'm rooting for it, but I must say right now I have more skepticism than optimism.
Okay.
So I've been working in East Africa, based in Kenya, for the past 3 decades. My own research at the University of California, Berkeley is focused on decarbonization, and I work closely with partners at the University of Nairobi, the Chiromo campus, the science campus. I also work out of Impala Research Center in Laikipia, where for the past 3 decades we've worked on ecological conservation, the reintroduction, the support of wild dogs and other animals. But my own focus has always been on energy. So my big project there was to look at the human and the environmental impacts of cooking, whether it's with wood or charcoal, makaa, the impact on the landscape, the health impacts on people. And those projects have led to a number of efforts for cleaner cooking, from the so-called Kenya ceramic jikos, the wood fuel stoves, the kunimbilis. But right now, the thing that it's most exciting to me is an effort which is partnered between my laboratory at UC Berkeley and also Power Africa in the US government. And it's an effort called HEDA, Health, Electrification, and Telecommunications. And the idea is to electrify the roughly 100,000 health facilities, from the biggest hospitals to the smallest clinics all across sub-Saharan Africa, that either don't have affordable power today or don't have any power. We're working in Eswatini, we're working in Sierra Leone, we're working in South Sudan, we're working in the Congo, DRC, and the Republic. We're working in Nigeria. And the goal is to put together packages of solar power and batteries, electric refrigerators, ultrasound machines powered with clean energy, to really change the face of healthcare, and to do so in a way where we don't just get the hardware right, we get the financing right, and we get the retention of medical staff, and we critically integrate in traditional medicine. Because if you just squeeze in Western medicine and squeeze out traditional medicine, what you find is that the poorest people can't afford anything. Traditional medicine goes away, and they can't afford Western medicine. So if you don't find a way to make this an indigenous project focusing on traditional knowledge of medicine, which is the basis of all medicine, and the best parts of more technical medicine, cold chains for vaccines, then you don't achieve enough. And so we'll be doing this for the rest of my career. So I'm particularly disappointed that despite all of the high-level talk, we're not on pace to meet any of our SDGs by 2030, in particular SDG 7, the one that I work on most closely. And in my view, if we can't make SDG 7 work, we don't have energy for health clinics, for pumping water, for agriculture, for lighting schools. None of the other SDGs will be successful if we're not successful on SDG 7. In fact, the United Nations Secretary General's special advisor on SDG 7, Damilolo Ogunbi, who used to be head of Nigeria's Rural Electrification Agency, is despondent over this. She and I have written reports and letters. We've testified. My laboratory tracks the data. And I just don't understand, with all of the wonderful PowerPoint, why we're not translating that into money to build power plants. From the smallest off-grid solar to the biggest clean energy projects, replicating Lake Turkana wind here in Kenya, replicating many of the large solar projects and wind projects we see in Morocco, the new ones coming up, solar with dams in Nigeria. We can make clean energy happen, but Western donors need to get off their collective posteriors. There's no question that meeting SDG 7's goals, getting clean energy ahead of schedule, is actually particularly easy. In 2021, Bloomberg News Agency reported that it is now cheaper to build a new renewable energy power plant than to simply operate an existing fossil plant. If the numbers are there, the economics is there, it's really about political patronage, lack of movement into this area. This is a yes, we can topic, not a gee, we're not ready. And I'm very disappointed in Western donors and Western governments for not absolutely accelerating the funding and resources to make clean energy for all, for everyone by 2030, the first of the SDGs to be accomplished. I love working with Power Africa. In fact, even before I went there, I was working in the Obama administration as a science envoy. And I really see these as a continuation. What I've been able to do, and very much thankfully to the US government, is that the projects I most loved at Power Africa, working on electrifying health clinics and finding ways to clean the supply chain of rare earth materials to get rid of cobalt, to extract lithium from seawater so that we can make our clean energy transition one where we're doing it not only to get rid of fossil fuels, but to get rid of the worst aspects of mining, human and environmental rights violations. So I'm working on those two big projects with Power Africa, and I expect to keep doing that as long as this challenge is in front of us.